Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another DA Musical HQ session. And this time we're very fortunate to have Sarah Bird with us, and looking forward to a fantastic interview. In the background, you'll hear the latest release that she's just put together with Mia Amare. We'll discuss this in depth, but hope you enjoy listening to this a little bit. Before we make our way to London to go and say hi. Just a quick little bit of housekeeping. We do at the moment support the World Health Organization, the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. We've already paid over just $40 over to them this month, which is fantastic. And looking forward to continue the support as they do a sterling job in fighting this virus. You've already seen me earlier. I'm your host Dominic, and really looking forward to having a fantastic discussion, and we'll hear some songs as well. So looking forward to it. So without much further ado, I'm going to patch my way into London. Where are you? There you are.
I'm here.
Sarah Bird, how are you?
Dominic, I'm very well. How you doing?
Very, very well. I'm going to drop the volume a little bit here.
No problem.
Yeah, it's a great song actually. I was listening to it several times earlier.
Awesome.
Yeah, I put the video up there, so if everyone wants to go and have a look at that, they can do so.
Sure.
Yeah, that was the infamous Aha, the song from Aha, Take On Me. Sarah, how are you? What's going on?
Very well. Yeah, all good. Just using my time writing some songs and getting creative, which is nice. So it's a good excuse to be indoors and do some work.
Fantastic. And you're sort of based between Berlin and London, but obviously in London at the moment.
Yes, I am. I did have a return flight that was meant to be going back to Berlin tomorrow, but it got cancelled, so I'm kind of stuck here for a little bit longer, I think. But yeah, so far it's been good, and it's been nice and sunny, so I can't complain.
Good. Obviously doing songwriting and getting on with things, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
how's London treating you over the whole isolation business?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's was a little bit slower for the restrictions to be implemented compared to Germany. So things are a little bit more intense here. But we're good because we're close to a park and close to shops, so there isn't need to go very far. So that's really handy.
Okay, yeah, that's a good thing, and you can obviously walk around there and do all that sort of thing as well, right?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, it's important to get the fresh air.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've got I've put a couple of questions together, and that's kind of how we do it. We'll ask a couple of questions, and then
no worries.
maybe work our way into a tune or two. I think.
Sure.
And I'm just quickly opening up something here so that I can. Yeah, it's always fun and games on the computer.
Yeah, that's okay. I know it's hard to it's not like a real live gig.
We've got 9 people watching us at the moment, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Nice to have some people here. I saw some people that from Australia who wanted to log in, but it is currently at least 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning at some point. So I don't really know how many people will be tuning in from there, but luckily we can watch it online.
In the depths of self-distancing.
Yes.
So look, first question, what I thought was a good one. Please tell us a bit about your background. Some of us are maybe new, others maybe others probably know you very well. Tell us about your background, where you're from exactly, and how and when you were first introduced to music.
Okay. I started I grew up in a little town called Glen Ennis, which is northern New South Wales, Australia. For those of you who don't know, I'm an Aussie. Really small rural town, 6,000 people. And you wouldn't actually believe the amount of musical people that came out of Glen Ennis. And it was great because there were a lot of opportunities to play there. And that was as a result of having some great guitar teachers and other musicians in town who were putting on events, almost every weekend or at least once a month. And that was for young and old people. So it was very inclusive, and it's also a great arts center in town as well. But yeah, I just kind of found an old guitar in the garage of my home, and it only had about 3 strings at the time. But I was drawn to it, and I started writing songs about my sister's boyfriends or boys that liked her at school. And it was initially just to make my family laugh because I was writing some rather crude songs about these boys.
Of course, yes.
But it turned out that I really was loving the idea of writing, and secretly I was writing these songs that were a little bit more serious alone in my room. And I begged for guitar lessons for about 12 months, and my parents finally gave in, and it all kind of started from there, really, from the guitar lessons.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. And then because there was one music video which I actually had in here for a bit. And I think you did
Yeah.
that recently when you were back in Australia.
Yeah, when I was visiting,
And
yeah.
there are some clips of you back in the youth, of you on
Yes,
stage
yeah,
playing.
there actually is. My basketball coach and also my best friend's mum, she would come to every jam session and every concert, and she was one of the few people I knew who ever had a video camera. And she was taping me a lot of the time, so she used a lot of the footage from me performing when I first started when I was about 14 years old.
Incredible.
So, yeah, it was really nice to see that old footage because my best friend Erin is the one who actually created the video,
Okay.
so she had access to those files that her mum Macca took. So,
How cool is
yeah, it was
that?
really sweet. And the boy that's in the video clip is actually my best friend's brother, Jason. So I've known him also for a really long time. So it was really, really fun little Glen Innes project that we had.
Special video.
Yeah.
Lots of drone shots.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool.
Awesome. And yeah, so now we know where you're from, and
Yeah.
we did do like a little audio recording the other day before you left to go to London. But I thought I'd ask you. So why Berlin?
Why Berlin? I came here traveling, to Berlin traveling, gosh, in 2015, I think it was. And yeah, ended up staying for a whole month, and I fell in love. Uh, to the year after and moved to London for 2 years. It's a lot easier to get a visa at part of the Commonwealth as an Australian.
Okay.
But I wasn't ready to leave Europe when the end of my visa came for my time in the UK. And I decided, well, hey, I've always loved Berlin and it's a cool city. And yeah, I decided to take the move. And I was lucky enough to get a 2-year visa. And yeah, so I've been in Berlin a year and a half now.
Well, and we're gonna have to get it extended.
Yeah, it's the great thing about Germany is that it actually is a little bit easier to extend things if you can prove that you're doing music full time, which is the visa that I'm on. For a lot of European people, they don't actually need a visa to be in other European countries.
Sure.
But as an Australian, we have to have different visas, and my particular visa is a freelancer visa, which means I can only legally work purely in music. So I can't actually do any other job unless I can personally invoice for it. So
Does it
that's
have to be performance, or can you do anything in music?
It's mostly music performance and
Okay.
songwriting. Teaching as well is another thing.
Okay.
I'd say like music admin and jobs like that. But yeah, I couldn't even work at a bar if I wanted to. So
No.
yeah.
All right. Well, music. There's a lot to do in music admin. So
Yeah, maybe there's some jobs out there for me as well, particularly now, if anyone needs help.
Well, we just wanted to shoot a couple of messages your way. Katie Wilson
Oh, hey, Katie.
Waiting for you, Birdie. Hello from London.
Oh,
Hen,
hi, Katie. Katie's
Hen.
my old housemate, actually.
Ah,
So
okay,
I live with her in London. So
cool.
yeah.
Henry's saying looking forward to the talented Sarah Bird.
Oh, yes. I haven't got because we've got a 20-second delay. I haven't actually got the Crowdcaster thing up. So I'm sorry if people are messaging me because I can actually hear things 20 seconds in delay. So I haven't got that up. But I think it was Stefan. So hi, Stefan.
Yes, Stefan said have a good time over there in London and stay safe.
Yeah.
Dan, would be nice to catch up with
Yeah.
BBC introducing as well over there.
Yeah.
And then my dad's watching and he says great pick in audio, so that's good.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
Always good to have great pick and great audio.
Yes. Yeah, awesome.
Tell me, I ask this question quite often. Have you played other instruments before?
I dabble a little bit in keys, but no, I'm not one of the lucky multi-instrument talented people. But yeah, I'd love to learn a little bit more actually. So hopefully I can learn a bit more keys and yeah, but guitar's my love. I think it's what I love most. And I think there's always more things to be learning on this instrument alone that I spend a lot of time on it.
Totally. Well, that's probably a good segue into maybe playing one of the songs that you wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have a quick drink of tea.
Sure thing.
And yeah, so this song is a song called Closer. And I recently did a live recording of that on the Spray in Berlin. So that was quite fun. We just did it behind the Berliner Dom, which is, for those of you guys who've been to Berlin, it's actually my favorite building in Berlin. So it was very cool to do that on the water behind there. This song, it's about it's about having a broken heart, but then realizing that there's this friend who's been in the wings for a while and you kind of start to realize that maybe they're the right person for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
ahead.
Kind of a long-term friendship that turns into something a little bit more.
Cool. Take it away.
Okay, here it is. I didn't know that you were right there for me, and so was I too blind to see. Through all of the heartbreak, all of the years, through all the tears, it was so clear too that you were right there for me. And maybe it's just the drinking, but suddenly I'm rethinking it all, rethinking it all. Ooh, I don't wanna be lonely. Ooh, why don't you come hold me? Ooh, just come on over, dance a little closer, help me get over him. Get out my broken heart racing. I just keep dancing. Put your arm around my shoulder and come on over, will you come on? Oh, get a little close, get a little closer. Oh, get a little close, get a little closer. You put your jacket over my knees when I was cold, drinking the park, talk shit about getting old. Through all of the late night sharing our thoughts, these feelings we caught, they were so true. I was right there for you. And maybe it's just the drinking, but suddenly I'm rethinking it all, rethinking it all. Ooh, I don't wanna be lonely. Ooh, why don't you come home, me? Ooh, just come on over, dance a little closer, help me get over him. Got my broken heart racing. I just wanna keep dancing. Put your arm around my shoulder and come on over, will you come on? Oh, get a little close, get a little closer. Oh, get a little close, get a little closer. And maybe we were just so close to it that we didn't even notice it until now. So we're gonna take a chance with it. Just hold my hand and dance with me. We'll figure it out. 'Cause I don't wanna be lonely. Ooh, why don't you come home, me? Ooh, Just come on over, dance a little closer, help me get over him. Got my broken heart racing. I just wanna keep dancing. Put your arm around my shoulder, come on over, will you come on? Oh, oh, get a little close, get a little closer. Oh, oh, get a little close, get a little closer. Oh, oh, get a little close, get a little closer. Oh, oh, get a little close, get a little closer.
Wow, we've got people that are loving this. They're absolutely loving it.
I'm glad to hear.
I have to run through a couple of these. Kelly says, "Go Birdie."
Oh, hey, babe, how you doing?
Mark Thompson says it's lit.
Oh, hey, Mark. That's so nice to hear from all you guys. It's lovely. Kel's my best mate in Berlin. It's also from Glen Ennis. So
wow.
there you go.
Okay.
And Mark's one of my mates in London. So hi, Mark and Tay.
And Nick Morandini says, "Go Birdie, you're a star."
G'day, Nick. Also an Aussie living in London. So we're all over the shop, aren't we?
all over the shop. No, all over the shop. And Kimberly says, "Amazing."
Hi, Kimberly.
So there's some goodies, some people loving this. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great song. What I wanted to check is, what is that guitar you're playing?
This is a Maton, actually. It's a nice small body for a little shorty like me. It's like a custom made, but I can tell you all of the details that are inside the guitar, but it's a very long name. But yeah, it's my baby. I've had it since I was 17.
Oh wow.
So it's traveled with me all over the world.
Okay. And I see you've got a capo there. I've seen you play with two capos before.
Yes. I might play a song a bit later with two capos, actually.
Just to confuse all of us.
Yes.
Okay. And then there was someone's actually upvoted a question I put in earlier. Can you give us some insight into your songwriting process?
Songwriting process. For me, it generally starts on guitar first. Some people are different. They write lyrics first. Generally, for me, I love to fool around with the guitar, and sometimes that's where the voicings come from, of where you kind of start to get the ideas. But I've started doing some co-writing sessions, and things kind of have changed, where you're writing together, or it goes the opposite ways. You're writing lyrics, you have a title, you have a chorus. It kind of changes, really. There's not actually a process for me.
Okay.
But sometimes the ideas come to me in the middle of the night. You wouldn't believe how many iPhone recordings I have of ideas. And that actually song that I played right now, that the melody for the chorus came to me. It sounds really strange, but to me in the sleep, if you know what I mean. It's that subconscious time, and I get a lot of those kind of moments. And that's where a lot of it comes from. And literally the chorus of that, almost the words and the lyrics came to me in that state, which sounds super weird, but that's how it often happens for me.
Okay. Well, as long as they keep coming,
Yeah, I hope so. I just really hope so.
Okay. And as part of your guitar, what strings do you use? Because I know a lot of people, they don't really know what strings they should be using and what strings they should be playing on. Is there specific?
It's definitely individual style. I use Elixir Strings. A lot of people would know those strings. They've got like an extra kind of layer of coating, which means that if you're playing a lot, like me, sometimes I'm playing 15, 20 hours, sometimes more a week, and that's just on gigs alone. So they're just longer lasting, and in terms of gauge, for all of the guitar nerds and stuff out there, but
I'm a nerd.
I try to use like 12s, I think it is, which is kind of just something that's not too heavy, not too light. So yeah.
Yeah, and I reckon that, I also play 12s on acoustic, and then I'm also playing 12s on electric, strangely enough.
Okay.
Yeah, which is electric 12s that's quite a monster.
That's hard.
Yeah. Well, luckily I don't play 13s, which is what Stevie Ray Vaughan used to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, okay, so elixirs. That's interesting. A lot of people are actually playing on elixirs at the moment. I think some
Yeah,
people are choosing to go like to Daria, the route of the Daria, but interesting,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Yeah, it's not the cheapest of strings, unfortunately, but they do last. So, yeah, definitely
Exactly.
worth a buy, I think.
Tim Morrison says hi from
Oh, hey
Reading.
Tim. Oh,
Tim and Rebecca.
that's awesome. Those guys are from Reading, and I met them at a gig that I was playing at.
Oh
So
wow,
hi to them because yeah, they came and visited me in Berlin as well. So
that's so good.
it's so lovely, like when you meet these people when you're playing, and it's such a special opportunity, I think, when you're playing music because you get to meet strangers that you normally wouldn't get to meet, and some of them become really good friends. So
Yeah.
it's a really unique opportunity, I think, and I feel very lucky that I have that chance to play and connect with people and have friends like you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. What is great though, that in this time of lockdown and isolation, that we've got the potential to do this sort of stuff, which I think is fun. Like it's really
Yeah.
important that we try over the next 6 months to a year or a year and a half to keep this going and to keep the engagement happening. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
that's
And
great.
I mean, I think now more than ever, we're realizing the power of social media and
Yeah,
the internet. But I think, what
I
people
think
don't realize is that music and Netflix and all of these things, the arts and entertainment industry is what is keeping people
mm-hmm,
entertained in this particular time. So it's kind of sad that people can't necessarily be in studios recording or
totally.
finishing films or TV series. So it's going to be an interesting time over the next little while to see how much content is going to be out
Oh,
there.
yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
What I wanted to actually let people know is that there is a donate function on this particular platform. If you guys want to donate, as before, 10% will go to the World Health Organization, and then 75% of the remainder will go to Sarah this evening, and 25% goes to the station, so that everyone knows how that all works. But yeah, musicians are really struggling at the moment because they're not able to perform in public and meet the
Yeah.
likes of Tim and Rebecca, for instance. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
um,
it's it's such a shame because before it was kind of like, oh, if you didn't have enough gigs, you could go and perform on the street. But even now, that's kind of been limited, and there's not obviously a lot of people outside doing anything.
I
So
know,
yeah, it's kind of come to a big halt. And unfortunately, for a lot of people who bought, festival tickets
oh,
right throughout the year, even things all the way until August have been cancelled. So
totally.
it is a shame. And yeah, I guess yeah, got to appreciate the time that we can do these kind of things. And I think it's even the stats of house parties and all of this kind of stuff, it's definitely connecting us in a different way, which is still a nice thing.
Yeah, exactly. We just got a really cool compliment from Esty. Best live
Hey,
ever.
ST.
Loads of love from Estevan and Annie.
Oh, that's so cute. I used to work with those guys,
No
so
way.
that's awesome.
Some incredible. We've managed to collect some very, very incredible people here.
It's so nice, I think, because you realize how many people we meet in different circumstances, whether it's through music or work or
Totally.
old friends. So it's really nice to hear from all of you.
No, it's
Thank you.
great. It's great. I think they're here to listen to you play, so we might as well play another song.
Okay, no worries. I've just got to do a little tune because
Yeah, explain this tuning process, please.
this particular tuning isn't too hard. It's only one string change, but I do like to play around with different tunings because it's fun. This was off a Coldplay song I learned, so it's actually not it's not a it's not a tuning that I made up. Um, but it sounds absolutely awful by itself, doesn't it?
Wow.
Sounds absolutely out of tune for the guitar nerds out there,
Oh,
but then you can play some nice chords and it changes everything.
goodness gracious.
Yeah, so this is a new song. I'm a bit nervous about playing it because nobody's actually ever heard of it. I was advised by a guy, friend Matt. I don't know if he's watching in Frankfurt, but he was kind of saying you should talk about things that remind you of, home, that's specific to you. And as you guys know, I come from a small town, and I was kind of imagining what it used to be like as a kid, that innocent time when you'd be in the backyard and looking at the stars and all this kind of stuff, and kind of all the dreams that you had. And it kind of developed into more of a childhood love story as well. But yeah, you'll hear it anyway, and hopefully you like it. But it's brand new, so super
Wow.
nervous about this one.
It'll be fun.
Okay. You'll know the name of the song after this one, so I won't give it away. Remember those nights lying on the trampoline, looking at the stars and sharing all our dreams. Even though we are older, I see the stars in your eyes. Every time I hold you, my dreams are still alive. I love all you, don't you know? Do it all for you, just don't let me go. All I want is right here, nights in the backyard, drinking beer, singing our song, singing our song, singing our song. All I want is right now, dancing on the grass and laughing out loud, singing our song, singing our song, singing our song. On the trampoline, on the trampoline, on the trampoline, on the trampoline. I love those nights, put on a movie, just end up talking all the way through it. You have learned all my habits, and you can handle my crazy. I love falling asleep in the t-shirt you gave me. I love all you, hope you know. Do it all for you, I'll never let go. All I want is right here, nights in the backyard, drinking beer, singing our song, singing our song, singing our song. All I want is right now, dancing on the grass and laughing out loud, singing our song, singing our song, singing our song on the trampoline, singing our song on the trampoline, singing our song. Forever my home. All I want is right here, nights in the backyard, drinking beer, singing our song, singing our song, singing our song. All I want is right now, my head on your shoulder, your arms wrapped around, singing our song, singing our song, singing our song on the trampoline, 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 singing our song.
Wow. When did that come out of the factory?
Very recently, as you can tell, because I made a few bum notes in there. That's the tricky thing about having a weird tuning is you can't. Yeah, you have to hit every every note right.
The rule is that you're actually allowed to make a mistake in your living room.
Yeah, I know it's it's so funny how nervous you can be when nobody's actually in front of you. But I know there's people watching, so.
Just a quick shout out to Rebecca for the generosity, the nice donation.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. So
that's very kind. We were hoping to catch up in May, weren't we? These guys are thinking about coming again, but we'll have to have another catch up another time.
If we don't do it in person, then we can do it again here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do another one of these.
Yes, I hope so.
Now I've got a couple more questions. What are your favorite venues you've played in so far globally?
Ooh, gosh, that's a tricky one. I think in terms of venues, I played at the Cambridge Folk Festival. I played there 2 years actually, and yeah, it was such a cool experience. I just went by myself. I was on this kind of 3-month busking tour around Europe to kind of get a feel of the different cities, the different places, and I bought a little one-man tent, which was, I think, a half-man tent, and I'm very small. So it was this tiny little tent and me hugging my guitar very close to me because it was such a tiny little thing. But I went there by myself, and I happened to meet some really amazing friends that I call friends now that were based in Burnley, up near Manchester. And yeah, I just had the most wonderful experience. I went and played on a few open stages and managed to talk my way onto a couple of stages here and there, and some that had so many people there, which I was over the moon about playing to. Kim Churchill is an Australian artist, and he happened to be playing on the same stage just before me, so it was cool because there was a few people still hanging about. And I'd say that's definitely one of my favorites for sure.
Fantastic. And I mean, have you ever played in like Western Australia or South Australia or never?
Unfortunately, no. It's kind of sad when you come from a country and I've probably seen more of Europe than I have of my own country, which is kind of sad. But as you guys know, Australia's absolutely massive. But once you kind of come and travel over here, you realize that you want to go back and see more of your own country.
Oh, exactly.
I've done like Melbourne and South Australia and Queensland and New South Wales. So I guess, yeah, I played in a couple of states, but yet to kind of go over that side of Oz.
Well, we've got another Australian coming tomorrow, and then another one next week from Western Australia, from Rockingham, which is just south of Perth.
Amazing.
And that's gonna be great as well. So, but yeah, I think they travel just as much as the next person, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But they love Wimbledon. Like the South Africans, eh?
Yeah, it's a good area though. It's very beautiful.
Exactly. And okay, now here comes like the really here's the humdinger question.
Okay.
How did you get to collab with Mia Amare on that song? How did that come about? And then where did you record? How did that work? Like, there's a music video which is great, and there was a lot of like organization and secrecy, which I was part of. I had to hold my mouth, which is quite difficult.
Yeah, well, Mia and I, we went to a conference in Hamburg, which is called the Reeperbahn Festival, and it's an awesome kind of conference / festival. And I happened to meet Mia at a DJ, kind of a DJ talk, and yeah, we just started chatting, and we just got along instantly, and we were talking about female power and how female musicians should be helping each other. And other females should just be helping each other in general, because I think in some some ways it can be quite competitive because it's such a competitive industry, and I believe it's kind of in some ways a bit more difficult for a female in some ways. And we were just talking about girl power, and I happened to also meet her manager on a separate occasion, not knowing it was her manager. Um, at the same festival, and he said, "Oh, you should get in touch with Mia," and we happened to already have met, and so we thought, well, this is very coincidental, and we kind of stayed in touch, and we were talking about doing a song that is like a bit of a cult classic, but we were saying how much we love the show First Dates. And in Germany, the Aha song is actually the start of that show. And we thought, why don't we do a cover of that? And Mia's more like house DJ style, house music, and so she kind of produced it in her way. And yeah, we did the song, and we're absolutely stoked at how it's going at the moment. So thanks for everyone who's given that a spin for
That's
us. Thank
great.
you.
That's great. I'm going to have to play it again at least 3 times after this.
Yeah, it's a
jumping
catchy
around my
song, and
apartment.
it's obviously our version, but it's a song that came out of the 80s, and
Sure did.
it's from Norway, I believe. So
Correct.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
very interesting band.
yeah.
Reminds every time I listen to them, and that song as well. This particular rendition, immediately like it took me back to my childhood, and like
Yeah.
thinking about like where I was in the early '80s, and that's incredible, incredible,
Nice.
incredible. Well, that's incredible, fantastic rendition, well done. I think collaborations are certainly the way forward, and I think globally, like there's a huge possibility of being able to do collaborations.
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice to meet people who you are on the same wavelength. And Mia's amazing. And yeah, we just had such a good time. And you can tell in our video clip that we're actually, friends as well, because yeah, she's just an awesome person and such a positive person. And it was really wonderful to work with her. And that's why we wanted to also have an all-female video clip so that we could
Girl power.
just make it girl power. Yeah.
Yeah, it came across really well. Yeah, great video,
Awesome.
great song. And it's doing nicely on Spotify. It's at 25,000 streams and
Yeah,
and
we're a bit over
110,000 views on the good old YouTube.
Yeah, about 110,000, I
Yeah.
think. So we're absolutely stoked
That's
with how it's
great.
going, and we've been put on a few playlists. I think
Whoa.
we're number 18 in the German dance charts and number 10 in the Swiss dance charts.
Come
So
on.
yeah,
Well,
which is cool.
time to get the next one going already.
Yeah, exactly. We actually have written a song together, and
Wow.
obviously, things hopefully that we can put out together maybe later down the track.
Secrecy. You're all sworn to secrecy, everybody. Good. Well, I think we've certainly got time for 2 more and a couple more questions.
Okay, sure, yeah.
But what about showing us something with 2 capos?
Okay, yeah, I can I can do that. Also have to tune this one.
Do you learn all the tunings off by heart? Do you have like tuner that gives you like
Yeah. No, I mean, do you mean the sound if I can hear it by ear? It depends. I'd prefer to do it always with a tuner so I can definitely be right. But yeah, after a while you do kind of know after a while what the note's meant to sound like, which is just a lot of practice and a lot of playing.
There's another muso friend of mine by the name of Fabi Pan, and he doesn't have song titles. He just has tunings, and that's all. Like he just this is this tuning number 5. There you go.
Yeah. That's a good way to remember. Whenever I'm recording stuff, because sometimes I don't remember by ear to know what tuning was that in. So whenever I write a song title, I write it in the tuning. So yeah, I can understand that. So you don't forget.
And what song is this one?
So this one's called Break or Bend. And you guys might know this one because it's a bit of an older song of mine.
We'll take it away.
Okay, here it is. I wish that I had a car that could fly across the sea, 'cause I'd fly all the way tonight to remember what you feel like next to me. And I know I say I'll crawl, and it's not you're not on my mind. 'Cause believe me, when I'm lonely, I put our memories on replay all the time. Even though I know you know I wanna tell you over again. Even though across the world I'll go, my love for you won't break or bend. And maybe I'm too far away to be the woman you deserve, but please know always there's a place for you in my heart unreserved. Even though I know you know I wanna tell you over again. Even though across the world I'll go, my love for you won't break or bend. It hurts me to think of all the things I've missed and that I'll miss, but I still want to find out if my love is cut out for this, cut out for this, for this, for this, 'cause I think it is, I think it is, I think it is. All I think is, all I know it is, 'cause you were meant for me and I was made for this. Even though I know you know I wanna tell you over again. Even though across the world I'll go, my love for you won't break or bend. Even though I know you know I wanna tell you over again. Even though across the world I'll go, my love for you won't break or bend.
Wow. That's one of my favorite ones. I actually filmed that same song in Oblomov, and I actually got a really good recording of that, and I'm trying to figure out where that is. It's like in my stash of hard drives.
No worries, that's fine.
Because there's one version which is the sound from the camera, and there's another one which I actually recorded off my little Behringer desk. And oh man, the sound just comes across so well. But I'll find it.
Yeah, Don was hosting a really cool open mic in Berlin, and yeah, that was probably one of the first gigs I played for you. I think
that's true. We actually met there.
Yeah, no, we met beforehand actually, but we met for a coffee, I think.
That's also true. That's exactly true. Yeah. I was looking for clients.
Yeah, 21st century meetups, Facebook friends.
Exactly. And then we talked about careers and look at you. You're doing marvelously. So.
Oh, thanks. No, it's going really well. I love Berlin, and I love the community there, and it's just been really nice. There's lots of really great musicians there as well, and the community of buskers and live performers are really, just a really supportive community. So I'm really happy to be there.
Well, we're happy to have you here. There's some more messages here. Stefan, you're so welcome for being generous. Rani, best show so far.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Hi from
Ja
South.
Jaba. I don't know who that is.
Hi.
I don't know who that is. But they say, I love the song. And then
Oh, thank you.
Tony T, awesome, such an amazing voice.
Oh, thank you so much.
So all these people.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. This
Yeah.
is my first live session that I've ever done, so this is a nice environment to have it in. Yeah, so thank you so much. It's really, really nice to have you guys here.
Lives can be quite different, or can be quite difficult. I think if you are just like playing, like standing and delivering. You know, it's like I think to have the compare / host / whatever, fielding a few questions and doing all that sort of stuff is actually quite nice. And
it's definitely. I'm not very confident at speaking when I'm at live gigs, so I tend to just play and not speak a lot. So I guess this is an opportunity.
It's a perfect opportunity to dig in a little deeper, right? What was I saying? No, it's been fantastic. I think we definitely need to have one more song, and then we will tie up the proceedings. But I think there will be a lot of people watching this, and some people from abroad.
Yeah, you can tune in afterwards,
exactly.
so it's you guys don't have to be actually tuning in right now, but it'll still be on the site, won't it, Dom? I think.
And I'll put it onto the YouTube channel, which is the usual process.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
I'll probably get a copyright flag for your new song, but that's fine.
That's okay. I'm sure it'll be a little while. Maybe there's too many infringements happening on YouTube now anyway, so it might take a little while.
No, it'll pick it up quite quickly. YouTube's quite good at that. All right.
Okay, well, I wanted to finish on a jazz song that I wrote because there's a couple of Glen Ennis people that I knew back in the day of the jamming session days, and I thought maybe I'd throw this one in because it's a very old song, but I was learning from my guitar teacher, Ian Willington, who I still owe. I feel like the very start of my career, he was the person that encouraged me and taught me lots of things I know, including some jazz chords. So this is where this song came from because I was learning some jazz chords at the time with him. And this one's for Ian, who, I still owe so much to. Honestly, he was the whole reason I really started believing in a career in music. So yeah, he's my Glen Ennis guitar teacher. Yeah, still owe so much to him, really.
Wow. We can see the benefits.
I only got tea in it. I'm sorry, but cheers. Yeah.
What's the
but
name?
Also too because I went to a jazz concert with your dad recently. So hi.
You did.
And we're talking about jazz, and we went to a jazz concert. So this one is also for you.
That was a fascinating concert.
Yeah, it was very experimental jazz. Wow. It was very interesting.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Well, cool. Well, this one's called Untrue, and it's about being unfaithful. Shoop, shoop, shooba, shooba, do I. Shoop, shoop, shooba, shooba, do I. I've already got somebody. I feel so confused, 'cause all I can think about and all I can feel is the way I'm feeling for you. I hate creeping, hate lying, hate denying, pretending like there's nothing going on. But I keep on creeping even though I know I'm keeping secrets from him, and it feels so wrong, yeah. I don't want to be untrue, but baby, all I want is you. I know it's selfish, but I can't help it, baby. All I want is you. Shoop, 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 do I. Dishonesty is killing me. He loves me, but I love you would he believe me? Would believe me or deceive me? What would he do if he knew? And I hate creeping, hate lying, hate denying, pretending like there's nothing going on. But I keep on creeping even though I know I'm keeping secrets from him, and it feels so wrong, yeah. I don't want to be a true, but baby, all I want is you. I know it's selfish, but I can't help it, baby. All I want is you. You. Do I continue to be untrue? Do I give up and to be with you? Temptations are telling me what I should do, and it's you. You. I don't want to be untrue, but baby, all I want is you. I know it's selfish, but I couldn't help it, baby. All I want is you. I don't want to be untrue, but baby, all I want is you. I know it's selfish, but I couldn't help it, baby. All I want is you. You.
Oh, wild applause. That was
Yeah, a bit of
fantastic.
an old school song there.
You actually suit jazz quite
really?
incredibly. Yeah.
Maybe I should have continued on that path.
Like a crooning voice, you know. Thank you very much for joining us and for
No worries.
entertaining and for checking in. It's good to see that you're safe and healthy there in London town.
Yeah, no, it's all's going well here, and I've got my guitar, so that's the most important thing. And yeah, thank you so much to all of you guys who've been here tonight. It's so wonderful to hear from people I haven't seen for a while as well, and I'm glad to know that you're all safe and well. And thank you so much for supporting music. And yeah, thank you so much. It's really not the easiest time for everybody, so I'm really grateful that I get to share some music with you, and I still get to play live, because yeah, playing live is just something that I'm so passionate about, and I'm really missing it. So thanks for the opportunity, Dom, and thanks for you guys for joining us.
No worries. I'm sure you'll be on Facebook or YouTube doing another live at some point.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. There'll be more to come.
Yay! Last shout out from Kiri. She says,
Oh,
"Looking and
Kiz.
sounding amazing as always, Miss Birds."
Oh, thank you so much, Kiz. Another GI girl, so yeah.
Wow, Glen Innes.
Yeah, go Glen Innes.
Do it. So thank you very, very much. And just for everyone else out there, tomorrow we've got another Australian joining us, Jessie Monk. She's like right in the beginning of her career. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting interview. And yeah, looking forward to that as well. But this has been a fantastic show, lovely interview. Thanks to my buddy. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dom. Let's chat soon.
Chat to you soon, and have a good one.
Take care, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me.
Bye now.
Bye.
Cheers, Sarah.
Cheers. I've got to log out, don't I?
Just 1 second. I will just finish up here. Yeah, so Jessie is joining us tomorrow. Definitely come and join us. That would be fantastic.